Did you know that the UN body responsible for climate science, the IPCC, says that despite the increase of climate impacts, international finance flows and funds for adaptation are inadequate? The shortage of international finance is preventing the most vulnerable countries from adapting to climate change. Intensifying climate impacts means higher bills and deeper debts for poorer countries who have contributed the least to climate change and already are in economic strain. The most affected areas are facing great costs to adapt their societies to climate change and repair the loss and damage caused by impacts. Estimated adaptation costs in developing countries are 5 to 10 times greater than current adaptation finance, and it will only get worse as global temperature rises. This leads countries who already are in economic strain to end up in deeper debt despite having contributed the least to climate change. Climate finance is crucial to help communities cope, but it is not a replacement to cutting emissions and ending the fossil fuels dependency, which is the root cause of this crisis. The IPCC released their 6th assessment report earlier this year. Let's hear from one of the contributing scientists.
Climate is changing, and humans are responsible. With over 8 billion people on the planet, we have never seen climate changing this much, this fast. Why do we care? As humans, what we notice isn't so much global warming as it is global weirding. Climate change is making extreme heat more frequent. Heavy rainfalls happening more often. Droughts are longer and stronger. Tropical cyclones are more intense, dumping much more rain. Wildfires are burning greater area. And all these extremes, they affect us, our food, our water, our homes, and every other living thing who shares this planet with us. As the IPCC says, every bit of warming matters. We are already seeing dangerous impacts today, and the more heat-trapping gases we produce, the worse it gets. There are very large differences in impacts between changes that we expect to see at 1.5 degrees Celsius, at 2 degrees Celsius, and beyond. Climate change affects us all, but it doesn't affect us all equally. Those who have done the least to cause this problem are most at risk, from food shortages, water loss, displacement, and more. And that's not fair. We understand what's causing this. It is primarily due to the extraction and burning of fossil fuels: coal, gas, and oil. When it comes to climate solutions, we also have to invest in nature. It has the potential to take up about 1/3 of the carbon we produce and help preserve biodiversity at the same time. And we need to adapt, because if we don't do as much as we can of all 3 of these, there's only one choice left: suffering. For all of us, but for those who've done the least to cause this problem, the poor, the vulnerable, the marginalized, future generations, the most.
We need to reform the global financial system. More climate finance needs to come in the form of grants to Global South, not loans that add to debt burdens.